Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist AJ Willie.
And I'm student meteorologist Ariana Goldstein here with you tonight.
I hope everybody out there has been enjoying this warm and humid weather because it's looking like it's going to be sticking around for the rest of this week. So.
Nice pun there, AJ. I like it. Yeah, I enjoy all warm weather, but man, it's humid out there, especially right after it rained on me when I was walking here.
Yeah, I actually just walked out before we started the show, and it's feeling really muggy out there right now. So girls' hairs is going to be super frizzy out there, and those muggy conditions are looking like it's going to stay for much of the rest of the week.
Oh yeah, I did not dare walk outside. Once I came back in here, I was like, I'm in until this is over. My hair's going to poof up like a frizz ball. But yeah, with those muggy temperatures, we're also going to be getting a rise in pollen throughout the week. If you haven't noticed, your cars may be yellow and
yeah, it's actually, we're still only in late February, and it's feeling like the middle of spring out there right now. I don't know what it is with this weather so far.
It's reminding me a little bit of the summer weather, like rains in the afternoon every day. It's hot, it's sunny, it's humid, it's raining, it's hot again.
And it's only February, so that's
that
crazy.
Groundhog lied to us.
I don't think he took into account Florida when he was doing his prediction.
Definitely not. But sneak peek, it's warm a lot of places too around the country, so you'll be hearing more about that in the later part of the show.
Yeah, a lot of the eastern coast has actually been breaking some records yesterday and into today.
That's crazy. But right now, we are going to take it back to the wall with Sammy for the overview.
Thank you, guys. So right now we are sitting at 74 degrees. It stopped raining, so it is actually cloudy out right now. But our dew point and humidity are showing signs of that rain, 69 and 85%, making it feel very moist outside, like you guys were talking about with all your hair. But our satellite and radar is showing these set of storms that are moving its way through the Midwest right now. But throughout the majority of the Tallahassee region, you can't really see too much on the radar throughout today other than that spotty shower that passed through our area a little bit ago. But for your 3-day forecast, we are seeing pretty much similar conditions throughout Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 85 for your Wednesday, going down to a nice 64, so that will be very pleasant outside for your mornings and your nights, making its way into 83 and 82 for your Friday. But what to expect? Foggy mornings, high pressure is building, and record warm temps due to that high pressure throughout our area. But for now, we are going to take it back to the desk with Ariana and Michael.
Thanks, Sammy. Speaking about those record warm temps, the whole eastern coast have experienced record warm temps so far this week.
Yeah, we're about to tell you about that.
Yeah, Montgomery recorded a record high today with a high of 80 degrees. Boston got up to 70 degrees. It was the earliest on record, and only the third time in February they've recorded 70 degrees. The other two times were in February 24th in 1985 and February 24th again in 2017.
You were just full of amazing facts, Michael. Wow. Do you know what Tallahassee's record high for today was?
Tallahassee, actually, they tied a record high back on Sunday with 83. The high for today was 85. We didn't get there. We only, right now it's 80 degrees. That was our high for today.
Well, we can blow some warm air and make that temperature rise 5 degrees to reach that high.
Yeah, but if you go all the way to the West Coast, they are getting record lows. Some places in Montana, Yellowstone, went down to negative 33 degrees this morning.
Wow.
Really cold.
That's freezing. Don't want to be there.
Oh, it's like really cold.
I'm enjoying this warmth and humidity, actually, when I hear that in Yellowstone.
I'll take it. After the January we had, really cold conditions in January. So.
I know. It's like 0 to 60. We skip spring.
I know.
Literally. This is like I said earlier, this is like feeling like summer weather almost. Like it's not as hot, but it is humid and hot like we're not used to. We haven't seen this since last year.
I know. And one city in the U.S. this week actually went on a weather whiplash, as I call it. Denver, Colorado, they were in the 70s Sunday afternoon. When they woke up Monday morning, they were in the single digits.
Wow.
They went from short sleeves to a parka in less than 24 hours.
That sounds like the Ohio Valley to me. One day it'll be raining, the next day it'll snow, the next day sunny, then tornado, then it'll snow again.
I know, it's insane. But this is I'll take it after the cold January I've been saying.
Oh yeah, that was much colder than last year. Last year we had like a week of cold and then it was like warm again. But like this year we got a whole month and we were not enjoying it. I was not enjoying it as much as a lot of other people were enjoying it.
Yeah, the problem with this pattern though, it can be, you get a pattern where it gets stuck. And so as a result, you're going to get some really heavy storms in the center of the country. We're going to get into that in a little bit later.
It's going to get exciting.
Yeah.
That's when the exciting stuff starts.
Yeah,
but
I know.
we'll be here to forecast it for you, not to worry. Just tune in every day for sure. It's important to learn about the weather. But right now we're going to take it out to the wall with AJ for your first local weather forecast.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, today we reached that 80-degree mark earlier this afternoon. We are 10 degrees above our average of 69 normally for this time of year. And our low of 59 was 15 degrees above our average of 43 for this time of year. So it is definitely warm out there, and it's going to be staying warm out there as the week progresses. And as this morning, we got down to 59 right around 1 a.m. And then as those clouds from this morning started to dissipate and the sun made its way out, we reached 80 degrees by 3 p.m. And you can see here between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., we actually almost had a 10-degree temperature rise. Now, currently in Tallahassee, we are experiencing a little pop-up rain shower that has cooled down our temperatures to a nice 74, but that dew point's still up there at 69, keeping it nice and muggy out there. For all you women that are going to be going outside, your hair is definitely going to be frizzing up, and it will be immediate sweat as you walk outside tonight. Now here's that satellite and radar showing this little pop-up shower that we had right around 5 p.m. in our region. It only lasted about 30 minutes and then made its way out of our region, and now it looks like the sun has actually made its way back out as it begins to set out there in Tallahassee. Much of the other part of the region also experiencing some pop-up showers, but nothing uniform going on in our region right now as we speak. Now tonight we're going to be getting down to 65, which is almost 20 degrees higher than our average for this time of year, and it is going to remain cloudy out there with a chance of some fog developing later in the night. So if that fog moves on to the morning, make sure that you are careful when you are driving to work. Make sure that your headlights are on, but your high beams are not, because your high beams will reflect the fog, making it actually harder for you to see out there with the fog. Now tomorrow we're going to be getting up to 85 degrees. We could actually break a record for our high temperature tomorrow in February. So if you're going outside, make sure to prepare like you would be going outside if it was the middle of summer. Now our 7-day forecast is going to be showing much of the same here. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s for much of the week, and our lows will be remaining in the low to mid 60s for much of the week. But for now, I'm going to pass it off to Michael with a look around Florida.
Yeah, to Florida, AJ, it is feeling like summer wherever you look. We have our cool spot here in Pensacola at 73 degrees. And then if you go down here towards the Tampa area, they're actually in the mid 80s right now. But basically across the entire state, it is warm. It feels like summer. The satellite and radar, it shows you it's mainly clear across the state, but you have these tiny, pesky little showers trying to pop up because of all this heat and humidity. You can see some down here in Fort Myers, and then we have two actually pop up over the Tallahassee area this afternoon. The reason for that, winds are coming out of the south, giving up that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. High pressure is situated off the southeast coast. That's how it's been since Thursday of last week. And with the high pressure situated off the southeast coast, you have higher dew points. Winds coming off the Gulf. Higher dew points with 69 here in Tallahassee, 65 in Fort Myers. Now, the upper levels are dry. You can see all this orange here indicating dry air. Up towards the mid-south, we do have a lot of moisture. That is due to a front, but the unfortunate part of that front, it's going to stall out by the time we come into tomorrow and into Wednesday. But by the weekend, maybe a front will start to inch its way towards Pensacola. We'll see about that. But for tonight's forecast, 64 degrees will be our low in Tallahassee. Very humid across the entire state. Look at that in South Florida, 75 as a low. It honestly does feel like summer basically everywhere across the Sunshine State. Tomorrow, 85 will be our high in Tallahassee. possibly could break a record, as AJ was saying. 86 in Tampa, that could also possibly break a record. Down here in West Palm Beach, it will be 83 degrees. If you don't have any plans this weekend, head down there. The Honda Classic is there this week, Tigers in the field, and Ricky Fowler's in the field. So it's a good golf tournament, PGA Tour is in town. So if you have any plans, head there. But I'm going to send it back to the desk now, and Sammy and I are going to talk about the severe storms that happened in Texas today, and another bunch of weird weather phenomenon that actually happened this morning.
Yeah, so over here, we are not exactly experiencing these storms like they are, but they were records broken here.
Yeah.
There were severe storms and even a tornado, EFO, in
northern Texas.
Exactly.
And I heard that tornado wasn't even warned. There wasn't even a severe thunderstorm warning. There wasn't even a tornado warning. So it was out of the norm. It is a reported tornado. We'll see what the National Weather Service, they'll probably survey that area tomorrow to see if there actually was a tornado in North Texas this morning.
Luckily, only 3 people were injured. But there were also other reports of severe weather as well.
Yeah, across all North Texas, some in Oklahoma. But when you go up to the state line into Kansas and Nebraska, they actually got thunder, freezing rain, and thunder sleet this morning, which is really impressive. Basically, it was so unstable enough that you actually got thunder there this morning.
Yeah, the Midwest is really getting hit right now. I mean,
Yeah.
Parts of Little Rock can even get up to 5 to 8 inches. With tri-state of Texas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma can get up to around 8 inches of rain.
The reason why we're getting so high rainfall totals over there, we have that front there. You saw on my water vapor in the Florida area, there's a lot of water vapor there. That front is going to stall out as we go into later this week. And with that front stalling out, it's not moving anywhere, so just rain dropping over the same areas again and again. We're probably going to get some training storms, and that's the reason for all those high rainfall amounts.
Yeah, much of the watches and warnings go through Saturday throughout the majority of that Midwest region.
Yeah, we'll see about that front if it can finally make it to Florida. Remember, we're still in a drought here in Tallahassee. Not as bad as earlier this month, but we're still in a drought.
Although we did not get much rain today, it still helps. Everything helps. So we'll see if those rain chances pick its way up later in the week. But for now, we are going to take it off with Ariana.
Thank you so much, Sammy and Michael. So right now in Tallahassee, it is actually light raining. That's like how it was when I was walking here. You guys were hoping that the rain chances would drop, but right now it is light raining. I walked outside, it was literally raining. I was like, awesome. That humidity right now, 85%. It is because of that light rain. The dew point is at 69 and the temperature is at 74. Those dew points are close to those temperatures, making it so humid, and there is not that much wind. So it is going to be very humid and muggy outside. Currently around the area, we are in mid to high 70s, and I think there was an 80. Oh, there was an 80 earlier, but the temperatures are dropping because the sun is going down, and we are still in the high 70s when the temperature is dropping. And that humidity, 85, that's crazy. Apalachicola, you're at 87 down there because you have that warm moisture coming up from the ocean and it is coming towards you. That wind is coming from the south, so that is explaining that high humidity up down there by the coast, and it is coming to us too. Like I said, that wind, it's coming up from the ocean, bringing that warm air up to us. 6 miles per hour in Tallahassee and Bainbridge up there, you're all the way at 10 miles an hour. So it may be feeling a little bit windy. Here, honestly, not so much. If you look at the pollen forecast here, it's pretty high. Around this time of year, this is very not natural. On Thursday, it's even getting up to 10.4. I think the scale is out of 14, so it is almost at that 14 number. And this is so unnatural for February. I am not used to seeing pollen on my car when I walk outside in February. It may be a good time for a car wash after this week if the pollen drops. Hopefully it will, because pollen is not good for people's allergies. Take your allergy medicine, carry around tissues if you're sneezing. Pollen is out there. It's here. Spring. It's almost like spring, honestly. For tonight, what you can expect in Tallahassee is 65 degrees. It's going to be cloudy, and that fog may develop because of those high dew points, which are so close to temperature. So I think I said the temperature was the dew point was 63. That is super close to 65, which is going to cause that fog because there's so much moisture in the air, and there's going to be light winds. So if you're on your stroll for tonight, it's going to be a little muggy out there. But for tomorrow, what you can expect is 85. I think that may be a record for Tallahassee. Record temps are possible, and the wind is going to only be 5 to 10 miles an hour. So you are going to be feeling that heat for sure, because it is going to be hot and not that windy. And if we take a look at the week ahead, tomorrow, like I said, 85, Thursday 83. The temperatures are staying in the low 80s throughout the week, and the lows are going to only be in the low 60s. That's really hot. We may get a little rain this weekend, but right now we're going to send it off to the national forecast with Sammy.
Thank you, Ariana. We are actually very warm, like Ariana was talking about, in Tallahassee, pretty much all the way through Memphis, where you start to see this cold front. You could clearly see the line of where temperatures are hot versus cold. Kansas City is sitting at 23 degrees, but even cooler, Denver 12, and Billings, Montana is sitting at 8 degrees. So these are very frigid temperatures, and they actually are under a freeze watch right now. So we also have this 24-hour temperature change with Washington, D.C. at plus 24 degrees. So they are feeling much warmer than they were yesterday. Whereas over in Florida, Atlanta, we're about feeling the same. Whereas this cold front, Dallas is 30 degrees less. So they are really feeling the effects of that. Whereas behind the front, they aren't feeling it as much. They are pretty, just a little bit cooler. Over in Lamar, 9 degrees cooler. Salt Lake City, 5 degrees cooler. So everyone is pretty much feeling the effects of this front. So you can see the rain making its way through the majority of the Midwest right now. Kansas City just had a mix of snow pass through its area throughout today and bring it into Memphis, all the way even into Ohio throughout the next few days. But we may not actually feel it over in Tallahassee. So the majority of the coast, we have, the coast has that the currents bringing throughout the coast, but there is a flood watch over throughout the Midwest. You can see that whole bend right now, and the purple in the bluish area, so that is winter weather advisory. Whereas up here in Montana, they are starting to feel that the cold air making through the area as well. So we have a majority of moisture making its way through that Midwest, whereas over in Tallahassee, Orlando, they are feeling pretty dry right now. And the water is actually making the dew point pretty high throughout the majority of the front, in front of the front, but behind it, they are feeling very dry, whereas Billings is -3 and Salt Lake City is 10. So they are feeling very dry after the front, but the main story is tonight we are going to be pretty warm throughout Tallahassee, making it very cool behind the front over throughout the majority of the west. But now we are going to look with AJ.
Thank you, Sammy. So let's zoom in a little bit here and look at our current conditions for the southeast. Much of our region out here is currently in the low to mid to upper 70s. So we are seeing some pretty warm temperatures out there still currently for much of the southeast. Orlando sitting at 79. Tallahassee, we are getting that slight rain shower that cooled our temps down to 74. And Wilmington sitting up there at a very pleasant 71. If you look over here at Montgomery at 79, they actually broke a record for their high temperature in February earlier today. Now let's pull up this satellite and radar to see that there's really not much going on in the Tallahassee and much of the southeast region. We had those few pop-up showers right around 5 p.m., but those have made their way through our area. But the big story is over here where we have that cold front moving through that's bringing some ice and a lot of rain to the Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, even up into the Great Lakes region. And that ice over there that's associated with that cold front is causing some pretty treacherous traveling conditions out there right now. Now, if we look at this 24-hour temperature change, Tallahassee down 3 degrees from 24 hours ago yesterday, and we're still sitting at 74 degrees. So this just shows how hot it's been and how hot it's going to remain for much of the week as we move forward. Wilmington, 5 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. Miami and Key West, they're sitting right at the same as they were yesterday at this time. Now, those current winds are directly due to that high pressure system that's sitting out here over in the Atlantic, bringing that clockwise motion up through the Gulf. So Tallahassee sitting at 6 miles per hour out of the southeast, and Montgomery at 10 miles per hour out of the southeast. And Miami down here at 14 miles per hour straight out of their east. And these winds are directly due to that high pressure system that is dominating our area right now. Now, if we look at some watches and warnings, we've got a few small craft advisories off the coast down here by Key West, Miami, and West Palm Beach area. But if we move over here to the Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas region, they have some flood watches going on right now. And if we move even up through the graphic here, you can see that they are in a winter weather advisory right now. Now tonight, Tallahassee going to be at 64, and Miami and Key West down there at 75 and 76. It's going to be warm for tonight and warm into tomorrow as well. Tallahassee sitting at 85, Savannah at 82, and Atlanta at 77. But for now, I'm actually going to head over to the desk with Ariana to talk about some pollen.
Oh yes, pollen.
So,
everyone's favorite thing in Tallahassee right now. It's the new trend.
Yeah, those pollen conditions out there, that is, man, I walked out to my car this morning and it was like straight yellow.
Yellow?
Right?
So, when did I get a paint job?
Yeah, seriously. I was like, wow, I just got my car washed over the weekend and I'm going to have to take it back tomorrow because of all this pollen out there.
I would wait though.
Yeah, I know.
I would wait till those temperatures drop back down because the pollen is in the air, my friend.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be sticking around.
Yes.
But all this pollen is actually a good sign because last year when we didn't have any of this pollen, that's kind of scary because
we need the bees.
Yeah,
the bees are important.
Yeah, there were no bees around to create the pollen. And that's a little bit scary.
It shows they're working, but we need the bees. Like they produce. Did you know bees actually pollinate 80% of our crops?
Wow,
honestly, it's probably more.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that, but now that I'm actually thinking about it, it really doesn't surprise me.
We need those crops because we like food.
Yeah, those bees are very important to helping us out.
Everything. They run the world. Like in the Bee Movie, when there were no bees, no flower parade.
Yeah.
We like our flowers, especially when spring is approaching much quicker than expected.
Yeah, seriously. But for those of you that may be allergic to pollen out there and stuff like that, it's always smart to keep your windows closed.
Yes.
That'll definitely keep your pollen out.
It can be a negative effect on people. So keep your allergy medicine next to you.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely getting into that season. But for now, let's send things back over to the desk with Michael to give us our final local.
Thanks, AJ and Ariana. So at the airport still, we are currently reporting light rain due to that little pesky shower. It is at 74 degrees right now, still really warm out there. And we are very close to that dew point at 69. So it is feeling very humid out there. You'll see on the satellite and radar that pesky little shower go over Tallahassee. One from 5 o'clock and now one at like 6 o'clock. But this is due to the flow off the Gulf of Mexico. We have enough instability for some of these tiny little showers to pop up over the Big Bend region. Tonight's forecast will be 65 degrees. It will be really warm. This is well above average for this time of year. And due to the amount of moisture in the air, we're going to get some fog and low clouds again tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, carbon copy of what it's been since Thursday, honestly. 85 degrees will be a high, very humid, and it will probably break a record if we do get to that 85-degree number tomorrow. Now, when you look at the Wednesday's highs across the entire Big Bend region, very warm, 78 here in Bainbridge, 77 in Thomasville. This is well above the average for this time of the year, and it's going to continue for the rest of the work week, so expect that. The Gulf Index looking really good, honestly, with a 4 out of 5 on the Gulf scale. It's going to feel like summer out there, so I recommend actually going out early in the morning when it's actually cooler and feels more comfortable outside, because by the time we get into the afternoon, there could be a few pop-up showers like today, and then we'll also have that heat and humidity around if it's not raining. The UV index, we were at a 6 and 7 today, but with less clouds, we probably will get to an 8 to the 10. That's very high. Don't forget about your sunscreen. You need to protect your skin, and we are getting into the summer months, so be aware about that. In terms of your weather wear for tomorrow, the story is t-shirts and shorts for the rest of the week. It is really warm. It honestly feels like summer, as I've been saying for the entire show. Record heat, again, for all these 3 days. And it's going to continue until this weekend, as you see by the 7-day forecast. Mid-80s up until Saturday. By Sunday, we do get a front starting to approach the region. It could stall out on top of our region as we go into Monday. But even that, it is still very warm, well above average for this time of the year. But honestly, it's good golf weather. I'll be heading out to the golf course this weekend. I know AJ will be heading out, right? Sammy and AJ?
Not to golf, but I will be heading outdoors.
I'm for sure heading out to play some golf this weekend. I'm from up north, and we do not get these low to mid 80s in the middle of February from where I'm from. So I'm definitely taking advantage of my golf weather while it lasts.
I mean, the temperatures are going to be very nice outside. You will be hot, so you may need to dip in the pool. Go to the res. I mean, there are plenty of opportunities to get outside the next few days.
Yeah, it should be a beautiful week ahead for us. We've got a couple other events going on in the Tallahassee region. I know that you can definitely head on out to the res. It will be very, very soothing down there. Even head down to the beach if you guys like. It is. I actually went to the beach this last weekend, and it was beautiful down there. Yeah, the weather.
Which one?
I went down to Panama City, and it was.
Very cool.
The weather was very refreshing. The water was perfect. So you definitely got some outdoor activities that
Not cold?
can. No, it really wasn't that bad actually. So it's middle of February,
Plenty
and I'm heading to the beach. Yeah.
We have those highs pretty much the 80s throughout the majority of the week, and maybe even dipping into the 70s. Yeah, 78 for next Tuesday. Yeah,
these temperatures are completely due to that high pressure system that we have around our region. Tomorrow looks like we might get up there and break a little record for us in February here, so be on the lookout for that. And then those temperatures really aren't going to be getting much cooler, and even upper 70s still hot, well above our average.
We're breaking records here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, that seems to be what this winter has been all about, is breaking records, even lows and highs.
But make sure you follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/FSU weather. And
like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU weather.
And make sure you're watching us live on YouTube every single day, /FSU weather, of course.
And send us your pics on Instagram and follow us while you're at it at FSU weather. We love those pics.
Well, I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires.
And I'm student meteorologist AJ Willie. Have a good night.